Through the rest of our existence, most of us lose our life force, not because this is the course of life, for where life is, death is not, life is eternal in itself, but because we do not retain the courage to risk life. Fear eats us bite for bite, and thus we are weakened and die in the end. These bites go to Leviathan's table. We sacrifice to it every time we fear something. The child is born completely trusting. If you doubt this, look into the eyes of an infant. It believes in everything, even in you, even that you want the best for it. Life's task for each of us, the moral scales we're weighed upon, is to live up to the child's trust. God looks at us with a child's eyes. He believes in us, believes that we want the best for ourselves. Each of us is born in God's hope and trust that we will live forever. But we ourselves choose death time and again, and some choose what is even worse, the entirely meaningless, to take the life and strength from others, as if the plunderer himself gained anything by that. Only a greater hunger is what he gains, for a dragon is structured in such a way that the more it eats, the more hungry it gets. Leviathan has to eat more every night than it did the same morning, and every morning more than the night before. The heart of the fire, the center of the life force, the greatest potential of freedom, the child, where all the rays of light meet, the condition that makes love possible, incarnate, the absolute opposite of the dragon, that which the dragon is after and itself is a complete stranger to, that which is stronger than the dragon and which it cannot contain, even when it succeeds in eating it. And the role of the knight? The knight, like his royal liege lord, is a border guard. The borders he guards are the borders of the person. They are what he will give his life to protect. The person is sacred to him, and most sacred in the child. You must remove the child from the jaws of the dragon. If but one child is allowed to remain free from abuse, uncut, unwounded on both its body and soul, then the goal of existence has been fulfilled, and the world will change. The space of innocence opens, the doors for love to arrive. As Swedenborg has written, Omnis qui in bono innocentia sunt, afficiuntur innocentia, et quantum quis in illo bono est, tantum afficitur. Atque non in bono innocentia sunt, non afficiuntur illa. Qua propter omnes illi qui in inferno sunt, prorsus contra innocentiam sunt, nec sciunt quid innocentia. Immortalis sunt, ut quantum quis innocens, tantum flagrem Dei damnum inferre, inde est, quod non sustiniant videre infantis. Ut primum vident, incenduntur, crudeli cupidine nocendi. All who are in the good of innocence are touched by innocence, and to the same degree that you are in this good, as deeply touched you will be. But those who are not in the good of innocence are not touched by it. For the same reason, all those who are in hell are completely opposed to innocence, and they do not even know what innocence is. On the contrary, they are structured thus that to the same degree that someone is innocent, to as high a degree do they burn to inflict damage upon him. Whence it comes that they cannot abide the sight of little children. As soon as they see them, they are inflamed by a cruel desire to harm them. Emanuel Swedenborg. The child is the most dangerous enemy of Leviathan, because it, by its vulnerability, exposes the meaning of human life in the flesh. Devils' contempt for flesh springs from their inability to fathom how anyone can choose to make themselves vulnerable, expose themselves in a world where the desire for power, their mode of being, exists. Our culture reached its summit when it made the decision to safeguard children, to build around them protective borders which unbreakably followed the human form.